as cool as this phrase sounds, I don't 100% agree with everything that it says because, I mean, I'm a writer myself. I know a thing or two about this kind of stuff. To be a great writer, you have to know everything. Not necessarily. I've written an interesting book myself, Meet Zoe Richards. I highly recommend you check it out. And I managed to get that thing written, and I've got my second book in the works too, and I'm very happy with the way that's turning out. But that doesn't mean I know everything. I mean, of course, to be perfectly fair, I haven't gotten very many reviews on my books yet. Maybe you can help me with that. So, like, am I a great writer? I certainly don't know everything, but I do write stories based on what I do know. To be a great writer, you gotta know everything. To know everything, you need to see everything. Yeah. It is good to be observant. It is good to see things and pay attention to what's happening around you. I'm sorry I'm being really repetitive here, but I'm just trying to process all this. But there are some things that you can know without seeing it. Like, it's good to trust your family when they tell you something that might sound unbelievable, because having the attitude of thinking that you have to see everything in order to know stuff, that sounds like a lack of faith, to be honest. Because, I am a Christian, I believe in God, I don't know 100% what God looks like, but I know He's real, at least I believe He is. To see everything, you need to be a spy. Really? I do know a thing or two, I have seen a thing or two. I have never spied on people. I have read a lot of books. I've read a lot of children's books, particularly books about like preteen kids, because that's basically what Meet Zoe Richards is about. It's designed for 8 to 12-year-olds, and the main characters are 9 years old and in fourth grade. So I read a lot of books such as uh, Judy Moody, Amber Brown, Clementine. What were the other ones? Amelia Rules. I also like Pee Wee Scouts. So yeah, reading a lot of books similar to the kind of book that I want to make helps me a lot as a writer. I don't really know a whole lot of kids in real life, though. I'd be interested if somebody would tell me whether or not that's a problem in my writing style, because I basically write about kids the way I imagine them in my head, because even when I was a kid, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the kids around me, because I just kind of lived in my own little world. I was, autistic, my social skills were weak, didn't have very many friends when I was a kid, so I couldn't really, be observant in that sense, if that's what old Golly is referring to as being a spy. But I do read a lot of books about preteen girls. Those are my favorite kind of books. And the reason I enjoy those books is because it helps me come up with ideas for my character of Zoe Richards. But I also got to add a lot of stuff to it in my imagination because I didn't pay enough attention to the real life kids around me when I was in fourth grade. So when old Golly says that to be a good writer and to know everything and to see everything you need to be a spy, is she simply saying that you just got to pay attention to people and observe what you see and write it down, just based on what you would see ordinarily in everyday life without specifically being a sneak and spying on people? I hope that's what old Golly is trying to say to Harriet, because for those of you who read the book, you probably know darn well that Harriet does go around to different houses in her neighborhood and spies on the people who live inside them. I do not really condone that behavior at all, but then again, it is a fictional book, it is a cartoon, so can't really complain too much, I guess. But it just seems really weird that a grown adult like old Golly would encourage Harriet to do something like that. I hope it's metaphorical. I hope she doesn't mean literally spying, because that would mean that Harriet simply misunderstood what Old Golly says, and she's trying to do what Old Golly said based on the way that she understood it, because she really wants to be a writer, so she's gonna go spy on people to try to learn everything. I hope that's what this is all about.